Tyler from Aspire Sports. In today's video, we're doing another mock draft. This is now the second mock draft for the 2022 fantasy football season. Way too early to be doing these, but all my subscribers here, all my friends are fantasy football fanatics like myself, and they want to be doing this. So we're going to do it today. Next week, we're going to focus on rookies, strictly rookie mock drafts, and I'm going to be putting out content focusing on the skill players, especially for this upcoming draft class, the rookie draft class. So if you enjoy the content, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also consider subscribing to the channel to make sure you get notified of all those videos that will be coming out, especially as we lead up to next season. These videos will help you win your fantasy football league. I'm telling you. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start off the draft. We're only going to do this till about like round 6, 7. It gets a little weird with all these players, a bunch of uncertainty, free agents, quarterbacks that could possibly leave, and that's going to totally change how these teams function. So rounds like 6, 7 is when we're going to call it. I think everybody is here today. Everybody is here, so we're going to start off the draft, and let's get it. Let's get it. The second mock draft for the Aspire Sports channel. And if you want to get into one of these mock drafts, let me know down in the comments. Also, go and follow us over on our social media pages. Let us know over there. The biggest thing is get into our Discord at me, at Tyler Aspire, and you will be able to get in. I'll let you in. I'll send the link in the chat there, and you'll be able to just join. First come, first serve, though. So keep that in mind. All right, so we got Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler. It looks like this is kind of the big three this year. The big three with Joe Mixon there. I envision these guys really, if there's no injuries, the offseason, nothing crazy happens. Derrick Henry, already has played again. These are probably going to be the top 4 guys off the board. It's looking more and more likely with each mock draft that we're going to do. Then Dalvin Cook, he's inside the top 5 as well. So these are your top 5 right now. Then after this, it gets a little different as who people exactly want to go. So Jonathan Taylor, I think, is going to be consensus number 1. We got Christian McCaffrey. All right. I'm not sure how people... I think it's going to be like a love-hate with Christian McCaffrey. You love what he can do on the field as long as he can stay healthy, or you just hate that he can't stay healthy and you're totally out. Me, personally, I think I'm going to be totally out on him. So we got Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris. Now I'm up. All right. So I took... I went Cooper Kupp last time, and I just feel like I shouldn't go Cooper Kupp again. But right now, I mean, this is just a spot that I'll take him. Like, I'll take him here, number 1 wide receiver. But let's do something a little different. I'm not going to take Cooper Kupp here. I'm going to go somebody else. And that person, I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift here. I'm going to just switch it up. I don't want to go Cooper Kupp again. I'm going to try something different. Go a running back here. We'll see what happens. So let me get this. Oops, this is a different one. Okay. So we're back over here, and let me get a different tab pulled up here. All right. So we got this. We got Big Bird and Cooper Kupp. Like, for me, I would like to go Cooper Kupp there. I just didn't want to for the purpose of the video and for the purpose of me doing my own mock draft. I just didn't want to take him there once again after taking him the other day. So I probably would have gone Cooper Kupp there, but I love DeAndre Swift. I think Cooper Kupp could easily be wide receiver number 1 again next year. It's just what he's doing this season and what he's doing in the playoffs right now. It's not like a fluke, and we've seen Cooper Kupp produce at a high. Back, I think it was in 2019, I believe, right? He was on pace to be wide receiver 1. I think he finished wide receiver 4 or something that year. So he's a stud. We've seen it. This is a great offense for him. They got Matthew Stafford there now. Really good connection between these two guys. Another year. What if Odell doesn't come back? They have Robert Woods. Just, once again, Cooper Kupp is a stud. All right, so let's go to... we got Big Bird on the clock, and we got Cam Akers off the board. I'm once again looking at Javonte Williams. If he doesn't get picked, no, he gets picked. All right, so looking at who I have here, and I don't know what's going to happen with this player. With one of the players on the team, but I'm telling you what, I think that this player can definitely be easily a top 10 running back next year, and that's Antonio Gibson. I really like him here. If J.D. McKissic is gone. If J.D. McKissic is gone, I absolutely love Antonio Gibson here. I think there's tremendous potential there. We've seen it flashes this year. He's a converted wide receiver, so he's good at catching the football out of the backfield. And I think if J.D. McKissic is not there, they're going to totally unleash Antonio Gibson next year. So I really like that. I think that's a really good pick there by Brian too. Like, definitely would go earlier if you know that Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I definitely think he'll be going much earlier than that. But this is the risk. Hey, if Jordan Love's the quarterback, would you be taking Devontae Adams there if Jordan Love is the quarterback? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Me personally, I would not be taking Devontae Adams there, but that's part of the risk, right? High risk, high reward, baby. All right, so we got and AJ Brown. And I did see that there was some speculation that possibly Aaron Rodgers goes to Tennessee, which, man, that would bump AJ Brown a ton. Deebo Samuel, Travis Kelce. Really, this is looking pretty good so far. This is looking really good. Let me know down in the comments so far. First 2 rounds basically over. What your favorite team is through the first 2 rounds. Who do you guys like here? I got David Montgomery. Solid pick there. All right. What do you guys think? Who's your favorite team? Obviously, I'm going to say my team. But looking at this, I do like that Cooper Kupp, Javonte Williams. That's what I did last round. Or last draft. I went Cooper Kupp, Javonte Williams. I really like that. Nick Chubb. I do like that. Nick Chubb, Cam Akers. If you have Kareem Hunt gone, I like that. DK Metcalf now. Justin Jefferson. And this is better. This is a much better spot for DK Metcalf. Last draft, I think he went a little bit too early. They said that they totally forgot about Deebo. Would have probably went Deebo. So I like him here. I think that's a much better spot for DK Metcalf in the 3rd round. We got J.K. Dobbins. We know that Giggs is big on J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be somebody that's much better priced this year for where he's going. I like him much better at this range in the 3rd round than last year. He's going in the 2nd round. But you could see him going in the 3rd round. But I think he's also going to even go later than where he was just picked, just because my boy Giggs loves J.K. Dobbins. He drafted him in the 1st round last year. Oh, no, Elijah Mitchell's gone. Elijah Mitchell. All right. So we're getting close. Jamar Chase. Dang it. That's really who I was eyeing up. That's a really good pick there by Brian. Man, Brian's been crushing these past 2 drafts. Has been crushing it. All right. So who do I have here? And it's really, you can't even look at the sleeper, like who they have here, because it's not updated with the latest rankings and everything. So it's not a good. You can't look at this and really go off of what they have here. It's just all these players they're not correctly where they should be at, correctly ranked. All right, so what I'm doing here, I'm probably thinking wide receiver. There's not many running backs that I really like on the board right now. We have George Kittle off the board. Who's Waz going to take here? Man, I'm looking at it like DeAndre Hopkins really is, and there goes DeAndre Hopkins right when I say him. On cue. Man, this is tough. I'm looking at this, and there's just not many players that I like right here. I might just go wide receiver. I mean, I would really like to go Mike Evans, but it just depends on who the quarterback is going to be next year for this team. Another guy I do like here is going to be Keenan Allen. I do like him here, but you know what? I'm all in on the running back position, and I'm going to go in all in once again. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going to go all in with the running back position once again. I'm going with Josh Jacobs, baby. Josh Jacobs, 3 running backs off the board, and I really liked what I saw of Josh Jacobs last year at the end of the season. Now, you do have a new coaching staff in here, so it may be different. And if that's the case, especially once camp gets closer and we see what's going on with how he's being used, what the talk is coming out of camp, then definitely can change my opinion. But if he's going to be used in a similar fashion than we saw at the end of last season, then I love Josh Jacobs here. I love Josh Jacobs. So I think he's great in the 3rd round for the volume that he was seeing last year. This offense was really solid last year as well. So I like it. All right, so we have Leonard Fournette, and the big question is what happens with Leonard Fournette. Mike Evans, I mean, that was the guy I was really looking at, him or Keenan Allen. If I went a wide receiver, were the 2 guys I was really looking at, but it just depends on who the quarterback is for Tampa Bay next season. Do they bring in Jameis again? What do they do there? And then with Keenan Allen, I mean, definitely Keenan Allen, especially in PPR leagues. I think he would have been great there as well. All right, so now it's my turn, and I can go Keenan Allen now, and that's who I'm going to go. I'm going to go Keenan Allen. Pretty solid season so far, this past year, especially in PPR. In the 4th round as my wide receiver 1, like a safe floor there. That was another guy really, dang. That was actually maybe even a better pick. Ooh, that was definitely a better pick. Wow. Man, oh man. I definitely would have won CeeDee Lamb. I was not paying attention. I didn't see him on the board. No, this is the worst thing. All right. They're already talking some smack in chat. All right, hey, that's why you got to come prepared. You know what I'm saying? Got to come prepared, be ready to go. I did not see that. All right, so we got Odell Beckham off the board. Yeah, there's talking about CD. I definitely would have gone CD. Now, for me, I mean, looking at Kyle Pitts here, I don't really like the pick of Kyle Pitts. I won't lie. I just think it's too early. Kyle Pitts really didn't live up to the hype last year. Do we think that's going to change this year? I think that obviously he'll get better, but what happens with Atlanta? Do they keep Matt Ryan? He's a $48 million cap hit this year. It's just way too high. So something's going to have to happen here with Matt Ryan and this whole franchise, definitely in the rebuilding mode, totally just blow it up type of thing. So we're gonna see who the quarterback is going to be there. We got Odell Beckham off the board, which I think is a little high. It just depends on where he ends up. If he ends up on the Rams again, absolutely, I think that's great. We got CEH. I really don't like CEH. His usage this year was just not great. We got TJ Hawkinson off the board. I mean, a big run on tight ends right now. This round, we got 4 tight ends taken. For me, I've been looking at it, and the guy that I really like later in the draft is going to be Dalton Schultz. I'll take Dalton Schultz every single time late in the draft. I think he's going much later than what he should be, and I'll take him. We got Michael Carter off the board. Ooh. Michael Carter, DJ Moore, that's a guy that I was really looking at. I think he's going... I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if he even goes in the 5th round in most of your drafts. I think he's going really late, and the quarterback situation there wasn't the best, wasn't very good at all. We'll have to see what happens. We got Josh Allen off the board. We have our 2 quarterbacks, our top 2 quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, who he was on pace to finish as quarterback 1 for me. He's going to be quarterback 1 once again. Just the injuries. Probably should have Josh Allen. I haven't fully fleshed this out. It will probably be Josh Allen just because he's been reliable. He's been the best ability is availability, and that's what Josh Allen has been. Kyler Murray's been banged up. He's a smaller guy, runs a lot, so that's kind of what happens with some of these quarterbacks. We saw it this year with Lamar Jackson as well. Josh Allen is built like a truck, though. We got Calvin Ridley, and honestly, that could be a really good draft pick just depending on what happens with Calvin Ridley. Is he done with football? Is he coming back? Travis Etienne. Especially with the Achilles injury to James Robinson. Now he could take over as the lead back for this team. A year now going to be fully removed from that foot injury. We'll see how he looks in camp because that foot injury is one of those injuries that can be a factor throughout the entire really career for a player, especially that of a running back, a skills player. We got Joe Burrow off the board, 3rd quarterback off the board. How are we feeling about that? To me, I just think that's a little bit too rich for my blood. I'd much rather go Patrick Mahomes there than Joe Burrow. But hey, Joe Burrow is the sexy name now that they're in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. All right, so what am I looking at right here? I'm definitely looking at a wide receiver possibly. There's just not many guys that I like. There's just all the question marks really start to pile up, and that's why we're really only going to like round 6, 7, because you just have so many question marks at this part in the draft. That have to play out through free agency. That's the guy who honestly I was looking at, Tyler Lockett. Man, Terry McLaurin. Wow, he went super late as well. Waz doing a great job of drafting value right now. These last 3 picks have been great value picks. All right, great value. Anybody love that brand? So what I'm looking at right now, It really depends on where this guy goes, I guess, through free agency. Um, but and also how he is coming off of the ACL tear, but that's going to be Chris Godwin. In the 5th round, I mean, it depends on where he goes exactly, but we know he's a very good wide receiver. But is he going to be healthy at the start of next season? A lot of question marks, but once again, this is what happens with these drafts. They're just really early. Back it up, Terry. Back it up, Terry Mean. But he did fall out. These are 2 great draft picks here by Waz. Like, these are probably the best value picks of the draft so far that I really like. So, well done, Waz. Well done. I think so far I like Waz's team. I really don't like Saquon Barkley. I really don't like Saquon. Maybe this team is going to be improved next year, but they got a lot of things that they got to do next year to really improve this team. So I don't really like Saquon Barkley. I much rather have went like I would have just went a wide receiver like Devontae Adams, even AJ Brown, Travis Kelce, somebody like that, rather than going a running back. I would have just let somebody else deal with Saquon. That's just me personally. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys think Saquon bounces back with a brand new coaching staff, a brand new maybe team, Daniel Jones? I don't know. Oh, Jalen Waddle. Wow. He went so late too. Wow. That is, man. That is a great pick. All right. So now it's me on the board here. And me, I'm not a person that's going to be taking the quarterback. I'm going to be drafting a wide receiver or a running back here. And you know, a guy that I'm probably going to go who's really solid down the stretch here. There's a couple guys that I want to go. But honestly, who I'm going to go is I'm going to take a stab at him. I'm going to take a stab at Hunter Renfrow. Down the stretch was the wide receiver 1, especially if Henry Ruggs left. I think that was a really good pick there. It was between him and Miles Sanders. I just don't like how Miles Sanders was used. But I do think that Miles Sanders has a ton of potential. It's just I don't like the way he was used. But Henry Ruggs for me, I mean, I think him and Derek Carr have a great connection. And I'll take him, you know, in the 6th, 7th round, somewhere around that. Absolutely. For a guy that could be a wide receiver 1, absolutely. Rashad Penny, that's a guy that really intrigues me. It just depends on what happens. It depends on what happens with Chris Carson. Does he come back? Does the team bring him back? Do they bring back Rashad Penny? Mike Williams. See, this is where we just start to get with a lot of the question marks. Mike Williams, do they re-sign Mike Williams? Does he go somewhere else? James Conner's a free agent. Where does he go? You got even a guy like Chase Edmonds hasn't been picked. He's a free agent. So which one do they bring back? Do they bring back both of them? There's just so many question marks that start to pile up here. So these drafts are just really important for, like, I would say the first 4 rounds is really what you want to look at, probably even round 5, because you have a lot of these guys that you know a lot about that are going to be with the team. Obviously, you start to get your question marks with, like, even Tyler Lockett. Does Russell Wilson come back? Chris Godwin, where does he go? Michael Thomas, who's the quarterback there? Travis Etienne, is he going to be good? What about, you know, James Robinson, Calvin Ridley? So really the first 4 rounds is what you want to see. Yeah, that was another good one too, Allen Robinson. But he's another one where does he go? Like, if he goes and plays for, say, the New York Jets, I mean, me personally, I don't really have any interest in him whatsoever. So it just depends on where these guys land in free agency is really going to be the deciding factor, whether or not they're going to be like a 7th round or even a 4th round, 3rd round pick. Like, imagine if Allen Robinson went and played for, I don't know, say Deshaun Watson is able to go somewhere and he plays with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's the number 1 wide receiver. We've seen Allen Robinson put up great numbers, wide receiver 1 numbers. So, like, he's going to absolutely fly up the leaderboard, the draft board. So, just so many question marks here is where you start to get in these drafts, and it's just so hard to be able to. That was a really good pick there too. But once again, what happens with Kirk Cousins? Do they bring him back? Do they decide to do something else? Maybe try to trade him? We'll have to see. Brandon Cooks is a good pick there. So I'm probably going to just end it after this round, after round 7. Who am I going to be looking at? There is a guy that I'm going to be looking at, but I believe Brian's probably going to snag him. He's a Eagles fan. I think he's going to probably take his Devontae Smith. Is really who I'm looking at. Let's see. Honestly, Devin Singletary. He might take Devin Singletary. Although he did take Rashad Penny, he might take a wide receiver here. Elijah Moore. Okay. That's a pretty good pick as well. Like Elijah Moore. I'm going to go Devin Singletary if he does not get picked. I have 2 guys that I'm looking at, or Michael Pittman. Ooh, Michael. I'll probably go Michael Pittman. If Devin Singletary does not get picked, I'm going to go Michael Pittman. Let's see who Waz goes. James Robinson. All right. I'm going to go with Singletary. I mean, we saw it. You know, they went to Singletary. He was their guy. Is that what's going to happen next year? Is he going to be their guy? Possibly could be. We'll have to see once again what happens in the free agency. Damian Harris. Wow. Totally forgot about him. Wow. That was a great pick. All right. So we're going to end the draft here. Yeah, honestly, this is a pretty solid draft. With everybody being here this time, this draft went really smooth. We didn't have to wait a while in between picks. And once again, I know people had, some people forgot that it was that night, and it was the first time. So it was the first time I didn't really send a reminder, so it's totally my fault. So with this time, I made sure I sent everybody reminders, told them what time exactly everybody was here. So thank you to everybody that participated in this draft. So what do you guys think that are watching, guys and ladies? What do you people think watching the video here? Who's your favorite team? Maybe who's your least favorite team? Who's the surprise pick of the draft? If I had to say one surprise pick, I would say who was the person that went really early and I was like, ooh, that was pretty early. Who was it? Maybe even Kareem Hunt. It just depends on what happens here. Who's the person? I would say Kyle Pitts, but really, like Joe Burrow, sure. I don't think it's that crazy. It just depends on what happens this offseason, really. I think that everybody did a pretty... Like, the first 3 rounds are really what you want to focus on. And I think the first 3 rounds were pretty solid by everybody. I think it was pretty good. Let's see how the offseason plays out, but I think it was pretty good. What do you guys think in terms of your best team, least favorite team, surprise pick? Who do you think was the best value pick? I definitely think that Waz really did a good job with CD and Terry McLaurin in those middle rounds. Did a great job of drafting value there. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you to everybody that's watching the video. If you appreciate the content, do me a big favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.